This is a run that we made about this time last year. The difference being is this year it was beautiful and last year it rained the whole day. Well, let's get it started. Because of the bad weather last year, I had always wanted to run this trail again. And it didn't take too long on the trail to find out that we were going to be running a totally different trail than we ran last year. Last year through this area, and all the way to the mountains for that matter, we were running through mud puddles, just having a good old time, usually running somewhere between 10-15 miles an hour. You could tell that the harshness of the past winter had really taken a toll on this trail. Those are the mountains out there on the left that we're going to go across. We had 5 vehicles on this trip. Sean and his wife joined us. Frank came up from Tucson. Cy with his newly modified Trailhawk, and Richard with his brand new Trailhawk. I think he's had it about a month, and we were going to break it in for him. As we progressed down this trail, I was starting to feel sorry about asking Richard to come along. You need at least upgraded tires to run this trail. We were starting to get into the foothills of the mountain now, and that's when the fun really started. There was a lot of loose debris, and it was very thick in places on the trail, causing you to constantly look for firm ground to put your wheels on. With the heavy runoff that we experienced this past winter, there was a lot more of the rocks exposed that you had to go up over. That's the summit out there in front of us. We were starting to get to a good place to take a break, so as I get up on top of the knoll here, I decided to pull over and then let everybody stretch their legs, let the dogs get out, do some running around, and just take some snapshots and so forth. After getting out and looking around, I was really glad that I'd run this trail again. It was so much prettier than it was last year. You couldn't see half the stuff with the low clouds that were hanging down in the rain that was constantly pouring on us.
Just so you know, P means park.
Si even decided to top off his gas tank while we were there. Well, it's time to get them started again. That summit up there in front of us is really fighting us. It just does not want to give it up. Made it to the top, and what a view. Here's some film of the other guys coming up, and I was really impressed with Richard's 1.3. It walked right through that. That's where I got in trouble. He wants to keep that straight line. Straighten him up. Good job. We're up here on top, going down towards the wash and the waterfall now.
Looks like you got traffic.
Frank's getting his drone set up right now. He wanted to get some picture of us going down the hill. We're almost to the bottom now, where we'll drop into the wash and go down to the waterfall. We're waiting on Frank to catch up with us. He stopped up on top of the hill and took his drone, and he wanted to film us coming down the hill. So we're waiting here for him to catch up. There comes Cy and Frank down the hill. A little bumpy down through there.
Yeah, definitely. Especially that last part, but if you pick a good line, there's a line there to get it smooth.
Frank just drives it. He don't care. Size about those two are good together.
Those guys got to be high on gas fumes by now.
Oh yeah.
Drone's right above you.
Nice.
Well, let's get down off the mountain and on down to the waterfall and the bypass. Coming down the mountain, you had to be very careful. Some of those ruts were pretty deep. Well, we finally made it to the waterfall. We all took a look, and now it's time to hit the bypass, get over the top, and into the canyon. I was feeling pretty good after we got over the bypass, but as we proceeded into the canyon, I changed my mind because I could tell this had changed drastically also. A lot more rocks, a lot more things to go across than before, and it was a fun ride. As we got down between the walls of the canyon, you kept thinking all the work to get here was certainly worth it.